Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's now quite old, and has become quite collectible, and is becoming increasingly more difficult to find, especially in this unopened condition. Now, we are looking at the 2007 release by Character Options from their Doctor Who series of sound effects helmets. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the Judoon Trooper. Now, as seen in obviously Doctor Who. Now, the Judoon first appeared in the episode Smith and Jones. And they're basically galactic alien police which resemble rhinoceroses. And they do reoccur a few times during the Doctor Who seasons. So the first appearance was in Smith and Jones, where they was searching for an alien fugitive, and in order to capture that fugitive they transported an Earth hospital onto the moon. They did also appear in the Stolen Earth, where they aid the Shadow Proclamation, which is an intergalactic body of law, and they made cameo appearances in other episodes throughout the series, the David Tennant years. They also made an appearance in the Sarah Jane Adventures story, Prisoner of the Judoon, and that's where a Judoon captain is in pursuit of an escaped prisoner known as Androvax. Now, the Judoon are pretty blunt in their applications of laws, and the 10th Doctor has described the Judoon as interplanetary thugs due to the methods that they use to capture their prey, let's say. They use energy weapons to incarcerate prisoners, and they can breathe without oxygen for a long time due to their powerful lungs ingesting oxygen. They've also appeared in Series 12, episode Fugitive of the Judoon, which featured the Jodie Whittaker Doctor. That was in 2020. And they have also appeared, I think, yes they did, they reappeared in the final episode of The Timeless Children, where the cold case unit appears and imprisons the 13th Doctor at the end of the episode. So they've made quite a number of appearances throughout the new Doctor Who series, right from 2007 right away through till 2020, which was their last appearance. Anyway, this particular item we're looking at today is of the helmet that the Judoons wore in the TV series. And obviously when they took the helmet off, that's when you saw the big rhinoceros face. Okay, so this is the box it comes in. I don't know if you can see that top of that box because it is bent up a little bit. It says Doctor Who, and at the bottom it's got Judoon Trooper sound effects helmet. Now the top of this box has faded slightly because it was kept on a shelf in the stock room, and it was on the top shelf, and there's a skylight up there, and the way it was sitting, the sunlight was coming across the front of the box there, so it's faded it slightly. But anyway, that's the front of the box. Let's just turn the box to the side, and what have we got on the side? So it's, again, let's just lift that up a little bit. It says Doctor Who, featuring button activated Judoon speech, multiple phrases, scan complete, category human, Judoon Trooper sound effects helmet, and there's a nice image of the helmet itself. Let's just whiz round to the other side, and I think it's exactly the same on the other side. Yes, it is again. It says Doctor Who, same image of the helmet, just the opposite way around. Scan complete, category human, featuring button activated Judoon speech with multiple phrases, and the Judoon Trooper sound effects helmet. Okay, let's spin the box to the back and see what we got on the back. Okay, so I turn the box to the back and this is what we got. So again, it says Doctor Who, the Judoon, a squad of heavily armed intergalactic enforcement officers dressed in powerful armor. These giant rhinocerotic aliens will use any means possible to complete the assigned task. This includes uprooting entire buildings or even sections of a planet and placing them in quarantine. They use specialised scanning units to scan the brainwaves of their suspects and find the guilty parties and powerful weapons to deal with them. And there's some images from Smith and Jones where the Judoon arrive on the moon and they first break into the hospital, and there's the Judoon captain and there's the Judoon scanning Martha Jones. It says features button activated Judoon speech, multiple phrases. It says scan complete, category human, and then at the bottom there you can see an image of the TARDIS, and it says item Judoon Trooper sound effects helmet, item number 02409, age grade 5+. You got the character options details there, and the character options web address, the barcode and the assortment number and item number, and you've got all the copyright information at the bottom with the hologram and the BBC logo. Okay, actually, let's just turn the box to the top and let's have a look at the top of the box. Okay, so I've just turned the box over to the top, or dropped it down to the box, and there again you can see it's got characteronline.co.uk, Doctor Who, Judoon Trooper sound effects, FX helmet. And if we just turn the box over to the bottom, well, there's absolutely nothing to see on the bottom apart from it's showing you how to change the batteries. Okay, I think what we're going to do now is let's see if we can open the box up, take the helmet out, and let's see if we can see how it works. Okay, so I've removed the helmet from the box, and this is what we've got. So you can see it's a full head helmet there. Now I've attached the top section. Now this is loose, the top section there, and I've pressed it on. I haven't pressed it all the way home because I don't want to get it stuck on there and I can't remove it because it needs to go back into the box afterwards. And also there is a button there where the speech is pressed, and there you've got the point where it sits onto your nose, and you've got the strapping at the back there which goes around the back of your head, which keeps it on while you're wearing it. Now I'm just about to put some batteries. There's a battery compartment at the bottom there. I'm just going to go and put some batteries into the back of the helmet, and we'll see what the speech sounds like. Okay, so I've inserted some batteries into the battery compartment and screwed the cover back down again. And if you can just see inside there where my thumb is, there is just here, you can see that it's got off, speech and try me. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it on. War crime must be catalogued. Okay. Case closed. Case closed, that's it, by the sound of it. Just trying to zoom out to get you the whole image of the... Case listed as closed. Case listed as closed. Category human. Category non-human. Category non-human. Crime must be catalogued and punished. Judoon brings justice to all life forms. Judoon brings justice to all life forms. Judoon catalogue all crime. Judoon only catalogue crime. Judoon only punish criminals. Judoon are not responsible for human crime. Justice is swift. Prepare to be catalogued. Uncatalogued crime is not permitted. All crime must be catalogued. Okay, so that's the helmet. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on and let's see what it looks like on a person. All crime must be catalogued. Okay, well, as you can see, I have put the helmet on my head. And I'm just trying to give you a good vision of what it looks like on somebody's face, on somebody's head. So, I mean, it is very comfortable, and it does go most of the way around. It is open at the back where your lowest part of the head is, but generally Other than that, it covers all of your face. And this particular one wasn't a voice changer, so it doesn't change your voice to sound like a Judoon, but you do have the button to activate the speech.
Case closed.
Case closed. Or fo so lo mo go. Yeah, no change in the voice. But
Case listed as closed.
case listed as closed.
Category human.
Human.
Category non-human.
Non-human. Okay, so there we are. So that is the Judoon helmet, and it is a great item. It really is. It really does look very, very good. And for anyone that collects the helmets and enjoys the voice activated speech, this is an ideal item for you. Okay, I'm going to remove it now and return it to the stand. Okay, so I put it back on the plastic stand that it came with, so we can have a very good look at the helmet. So there you can see all the way around now with the back section on. So I haven't pressed it fully home in the back section, but you will need to do that to keep it on properly. But otherwise, it does look really, really good. It's very difficult for you to see through the mesh there once you're wearing it, but it really does look the part. And of course, with the buttons at the bottom there,
Crime must be catalogued and punished.
and the sound effects that you get is yeah.
Judoon bring justice to all life forms.
Okay, so excellent. Let's just turn it round to the side, and there you can see the button clearly there, which I'll just press again. And from the back again, if I turn it round, bring it all the way around to the back, that's inside. Let's lift it up again. That's inside the back of the helmet again, where you can see, and again round to the opposite side. Okay, let's get some sizes of this helmet. So if we're going to go from the very back to the front, I mean, we're looking really about 33 centimeters. And if we're measuring height wise, we're also looking at about 30 centimeters. And if you measure across the front of the head, there is about 20 centimeters. So there we are. That gives you a good idea of the size of this particular helmet. Battery wise, well, it takes 3 AA batteries, 1.5 volt ones, and they just go into that compartment that I showed you earlier. You just undo it with a Phillips head screwdriver, pop the batteries in, and then you can hear the voice of the Judoon. As I say, it's not a voice changing helmet. It doesn't change your voice to sound like a Judoon, but with the buttons on the back of the on the side there, you get the Judoon voices. Okay, now you're going to ask me, how well did this do back in 2007? Well, back in 2007, Doctor Who was probably arguably at its peak of popularity. It was probably as popular as it's ever been in 2007. When David Tennant took the role on, he was obviously a very well liked actor anyway, and his portrayal of the Doctor is arguably the best in the modern era. Some people may have different opinions to that, but that's the main consensus of opinion. So it was extremely popular. There was merchandise being released left, right and centre. There was more merchandise released during the David Tennant tenure as a Doctor than any of the other Doctors, some of them put together. And as I say, because of the popularity of the Doctor Who at the time with David Tennant in the lead role, well, when this was out, it was Freema Agyeman who was playing Martha Jones. She had just taken over from Rose Tyler, who had just finished at the end of the previous season. So very popular, and really these helmets, although that I don't know the quantities that were produced, I don't think they were massive quantities that were produced. There was a few though. They did do a Cyberman one, There was also a Dalek one. There was also a Dalek Sec mask, but I don't think there was any voice on that one, and also obviously the Judoon. So I think that was the 4 in the series. But again, very good, very detailed masks, and they look fantastic on, and really do look the part. So if you wanted to dress up as a Judoon, this helmet is right for you. Okay, let's move forward 18 years to 2025, which is where we are today. Has it really been 18 years? My goodness me. Do these items come up for sale very often on the platforms nowadays? Well, occasionally you see these pop up on the platforms in various different states of conditions. You very rarely see any like this particular one, which was a shop find. I think it had been in a display for a while, and then it was retired to the shop stock room, and it was popped on the top shelf where it stayed there for 15 years or so, until we went in and bought out all their stock. Now there was a skylight on the top of the storeroom, and there was sunlight that was coming through and hitting the top of the box, hence the reason why the Doctor Who sign on the front of the box has faded slightly due to sunlight. But other than that, the rest of it is mint condition. There are a few marks on this where things have been stacked on it, but they will easily wipe off with a damp cloth. Other than that, it is in as good a condition as you would get if you were to go into a shop back in 2007 and buy it new. Absolutely wonderful helmet, and really nice item. Now, if you are looking to buy these on the platform when they do come up, do be a little bit careful, because some of the platforms use stock images and stock descriptions. So you could be looking at an image of an item that is new, like this one. However, if there's no new ones available, they automatically go to the cheapest used item. So you could actually end up with an item that you don't want. So do be a little bit careful if you do intend to order on those platforms. And if you do click the used item to read what you're about to order. Otherwise, you will be very disappointed when it arrives. And also, some people's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. There's a big scope of difference there between one person's opinion and another person's opinion. So do, again, read what you're about to order and look at the images, because they play a vital part in on some of those platforms. Or alternatively, you do not need to go for all that rigmarole. You can come straight to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles, where what you see in front of you is exactly the items you will receive should you wish to order. We don't believe in stock images and stock photographs, stock descriptions. The item in front of you is the item you receive if you place your order. And if we have different conditions, they are listed under different product numbers, so you cannot order something that you're not looking at. And as of today, this particular item is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody. I'm absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful Judoon helmet with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.